Most B2B businesses struggle with content. And I found that there are two typical cases that usually happen. In one case, the business attempts to create content based on the advice they have out there, but they find that the content is not really moving the needle for their business. And somewhere down the line, they quit or they get frustrated. In the other case is businesses that aren't quite clear on what they need to do. And that lack of clarity, that lack of understanding kind of stifles them and paralyzes them, leaving them not even taking the first step. And the gap in both cases comes down to the same thing. A lot of the content advice out there applies mostly to B2C brands. For example, I've seen scenarios where creative agencies, some consultancies jump on the latest TikTok trend, maybe a dance or something like that. And while that gets some eyeballs, while that gets some attention, they usually find that that attention doesn't lead to business. And it's because they're getting attention from the wrong source. That is the gap that needs to be filled. And that's the difference between B2Bs and B2Cs. B2Cs, for the most part, usually sell products that appeal to the masses. You sell toothpaste, you sell food, you sell children's things. It usually appeals to the masses. B2Bs, on the other hand, don't. And so if you copy B2C tactics and try to apply to your B2B, that's the reason why it won't work. And that's why a lot of B2Bs struggle with content. So that's the first realization we need to come to. As a B2B brand, you're in a completely different game from the B2Cs. Let's establish that. So the next logical question to ask is, as a B2B, what game should I then be playing? So far, we've already established that B2Cs are in the game of mass attention, virality. As a B2B, you're in the game of resonance. What's the difference? Virality is about getting more eyeballs, like I just said. Resonance is about getting the right eyeballs. So as a B2B business, your concern is getting in front of the right decision makers in many cases. And so your approach needs to be targeted, right? Jumping on the latest TikTok trend probably won't do that for you. And it's not just about getting in front of the right eyeballs. It's about showing the right things to those people. Because a lot of the time, let's be honest, the decision makers don't have your time that much. So showing up on their feed, dancing, okay, that's enough of bashing TikTok dances, okay? Your game as a B2B is to get in front of the right people and show them the right things. So you're showing your expertise for the most part. That's resonance. Your aim should be that whatever I'm doing now needs to get in front of the right people and capture their attention and build trust with them somehow. There's no point getting 1 million views and most of those views are not people that can buy from you. It's better for you to have 100 views and maybe 10 or 20 of them are people that can actually buy from you or that can influence people to buy from you. And that's the reason why you see a lot of business-related content creators not having millions of views or millions of subscribers on their channel. I've heard stories of people who had hundreds of subscribers on their thing, but those subscribers were so quality that made them a lot of money. So we are not in the game of virality. So that's the game of resonance in a nutshell. It's about getting in front of the right people and building trust with them over time. That is the goal for your content as a B2B business. So I'm hoping that already is beginning to shift the way you look at your content. We're not here to go viral. We're not here to amass views on ending. We're here to target the right people. So the next logical question here is, how do we